you can't. He weighs about 350 pounds. When we say they're as big as a house, there's the house. Really a nice kid, too. He played at Georgetown, and he's really had a good camp. The reason the Rockets signed him, and he's fit in quite nicely. And let me tell you, when he boxes out, you are boxed out.
And I think Joshua Smith started at UCLA and then transferred to Georgetown, and so Joshua is sitting next to another UCLA alum, Trevor Ariza. See the ice packs on Trevor and Dwight's knees, telling me that those guys are done for the night.
Yeah. They announced a crowd of 12,800.
Gets it over. Dunbar misses.
Decker with a nice steal. He's got a nose for the basketball.
He does. He's really good on the offensive boards.
Thornton takes it up, and that's goaltending. They got to count that basket. And they finally do.
Certainly was goaltending. The three officials were looking around at each other with who was going to call it.
Yeah, nobody called it. There's Ed Malloy underneath. He's looking outside. And finally, Eric Lewis made the call. Knocked out of bounds by Houston. 68-65 in this preseason game. There's Eric Jones in the game now, giving it up to Hollins, who trips his way through the lane. And the basket will count. Foul is called on Clint Capella.
That's a good call. Clint was not over there. He did create contact with Hollins. Hollins with a nice strong finish. See, Clint took a charge earlier in this game, tried to take that charge there. I think it's hard for a shot blocker to become a charge taker. I would like to see Clint challenge that at the rim more than trying to stay on the floor.
Russ Smith trying to stay with Beverly now. Thornton has the basketball, looks down at Capella, and he'll pull up and shoot it and miss it. And look at Beverly tracking. Some guys are just rebounders. I don't care how big they are, but paddle stick his nose in there, and he follows the ball very well. Traveling is called on Brewer. But he does. He tracks the ball, and he always ends up where if it hits the floor, he's going to be the first one to it. Brewer called for the turnover.
Pat Beverly is a very good rebounder for being a point guard. The one thing, though, if you're a point guard, you got to get back on defense.
Smith, wow, what a move.
Well, you mentioned he's in a battle with Bino Udrih to become the backup point guard for this team, and plays like that are things that Udrih cannot do. Udrich's been around for 12 years and is a good, solid player and a good shooter, but he does not have the athleticism of Rush Smith.
Difference of about 8 seconds, shot clock, game clock. 8 seconds for the Rockets to put the ball up. And Beverly goes down to Clint Capella, gets a little sandwich job, missed it. 8 seconds left as Jones brings it up the court, gets it over. Dunbar misses, and Dewara couldn't get it to go. And that's the end of the third quarter of play. 8 seconds left. Outscore the Rockets 73-65. You're watching preseason Houston Rockets basketball on Root Sports. Pretty sloppy third quarter as both benches got out on the court a little bit. The Rockets scored only 17 points and trail it by 8. These are some kids you want to keep an eye on now. Will Cummins is a kid from Houston that you'll want to keep an eye on. He's trying to make the team. Denzel Livingston, Chris Walker, Joshua Smith, we showed you a few moments ago. And Jeremy Tyler is an intriguing young player.
Yeah, those guys are trying to make the squad, and this is the time to do it. Preseason is a very important time for these guys. And they're around, Dwight and James and the superstars, and they're learning how to be pros. And when they get their chance, they'll be on the court, and they'll be nervous, and they'll be excited, but this is a big opportunity for them. KJ McDaniels is on the floor for the first time for the Rockets tonight. He is a young player that the Rockets re-signed this year. He's got a lot of potential. We saw a little bit of that last year, and he's another guy that the Rockets are high on.
Yeah, Denzel Livingston also grew up in the Studewood neighborhood and went to Waltrip High School, so we'll get to see him play a little bit too. There's Beverly out there. Capella trying to set a pick. Beverly goes the other way, sets up McDaniels for 3, and he missed it. That's something that TJ really worked hard on in the summer, was his three-point shooting. He's a great athlete. See that block shot right there defensively. And he was a number 2 draft choice of the Philadelphia 76ers and actually started 12 games for Philadelphia last year. There he is blocking a shot.
He led all rookies when he was with the 76ers in block shots. He's very athletic, gets way off the ground, good long arms, excellent defender. The shooting part of the game